is Cheryl, and I'm going to talk to you today about a technology called speech recognition. And first, I'm going to give you a little bit of background on the technology, and then I'm going to demonstrate some of the ways that it works. Alexander Graham Bell is the first one who came up with the idea for this because he had a mother who was hearing impaired, and he felt there was a need for electronic speech. So he did come up with a system that was able to just understand digits, not words. So it was kind of useless for what he had intended it. However, it wasn't a total loss because it did eventually lead to the invention of the telephone. A couple other companies over the years got interested in it. IBM put out a system that was able to understand 16 words, and then the Department of Defense came up with a system that was able to understand 1,011 words. None of these were really that useful, though. It wasn't until the new millennium, when we had the bigger processors on the computers and the use of the cloud, that Google was able to come up with some really useful speech recognition technology. There's different types, and I'm going to go into that and explain what all the different types are and how they work. A lot of different companies are able to use these now. It's used all across the world, and it's been able to save companies lots of time and money. The first systems that were put to use were in the telephone systems. These systems use what they call discrete speech recognition, and they are capable of understanding all the different users' voices, and they don't need to be programmed. However, they're about 80% accurate. And you got to speak very slowly and clearly, almost pausing in between each one of your words in order for them to pick your voice up accurately and do what they're supposed to do. The first thing that the phone systems, the technology that they use, is called call steering, and this program will instruct a caller to say a certain number in order to be transferred to a certain department. I'm sure everybody has used this kind of technology in the past. They have intelligent call steering, and this program will instruct the caller to say certain phrases to explain the nature of their call, and then the program will in turn transfer the caller to the person who is best able to handle that particular situation. There's also what they call information playback, where the program will instruct the caller to say certain things like get directions or store hours or operator. And the only callers that are actually transferred to a live person in that case would be the ones that ask for an operator. The other callers would be directed to pre-recorded announcements for describing the directions to their location or giving store hours. Cell phones actually use the same type of technology, the discrete speech recognition, and with that you're able to use your speech recognition software in your phone. You have to manually turn it on by pressing a button for the application. Then you can either say, call Stephen if you want to call a certain person, or you can use it for texting and hit your microphone button and speak into the phone, and the phone will then interpret your voice into written text. You can also use it to get information off your phone. Say you want the local weather report or the local traffic report. You would use it in the same way, and I'm going to demonstrate how that works in just a minute. There's also, which is very widely used in businesses, is the speech to dictation, which saves people a tremendous amount of time. Instead of having to use the keyboard to type out documents or Excel spreadsheets, things like that, you can just talk into a headset and it will print out what words you're saying. This one actually uses a bit of a better program. It's continuous speech recognition software where you can speak at about the rate that I'm speaking now, at about 100 words a minute. And this technology is about 99% accurate. So I want to just go ahead and show you how the technology would work on a cell phone. You're going to open up your cell phone application for your speech software. And then you just tap your microphone button and you can speak right into it and give it a command. Call house mom.
I don't know if I can answer that properly. I can do a search for and then you adjust the microphone button and you can speak right into it.
And this is why it's not always accurate. Let's try this again. Call house mom.
I found house mom in your address book.
Should be calling it. Okay, we're going to move on to the next one because this doesn't seem to, oh, here we go. Now it's going to call. Took a few minutes. It's not. There's your non-accuracy part. It should dial the phone now. It's kind of slow, but there you go. It just, okay, I'm going to hang up the phone now, but it just called the house. Now I want to show you for texting. You can do the same thing if you just open up your message page and you press the button for whoever you want to text. Hit your message spot and then hit your little microphone button. Hi Steve, this is my presentation. And it typed out the text. This is very useful if you're driving in a car or even at your desk at work because you're able to continue to use your hands for other things and be able to do things on your phone. Like I said, I don't want to go into too much time with this, but you're also able to get, local weather reports, traffic reports if you're heading out to a business meeting or something like that. Very useful to use. As I said, the dictation software is one of the most useful things I feel personally in a business. It really saves a whole lot of time. The number one program for this is put out by a company called Nuanced Dragon, and it's called Nuanced Dragon Naturally Speaking. Super easy to use. I'm going to go ahead and hook it up to the TV so you guys can see it as I go. You just take a headset. Good to have a very quality one if you want it to really work accurately. Plug the headset into your headphone on your computer, and you're going to go into your home page and open up the program. I'm going to use this in Word. So I'm going to open up a Word document. It's going to take just a minute to get it set up, so be patient. You have to click on which user is going to be using it, because with this one I did want to mention too, this has to be trained when you're doing the dictation software. Because it is a continual speech recognition, it's a little bit more accurate. You have to train it for each user, and the training when you first get the program takes about 10 to 15 minutes. It'll give you paragraphs to read, so it gets used to your particular voice, accent, and your speech patterns and stuff. So it does take a few minutes to set up before you can start using it, but once you have it set up, then you're available to use it, from there on out. You don't have to keep reprogramming it every time you use it. can open up a Word document so that we can type in there, and I want to show you how it types out the text as I speak. Turn your microphone on, and you're ready to go. This is my speech recognition presentation, period. Paragraph. Now it's not coming out too clearly on there. I wonder if I can enlarge the text so you can see it a little bit better. It just typed what I just said. Period, paragraph. Now that you can see this a little better, you can see how it is typing exactly what I'm saying into the microphone, period. Okay. You do have to, with this software, you do have to not only say what you want typed, but you also have to speak your punctuation. If you notice, after the end of the sentence, I said period, paragraph. It types out my period, and then it returns to start a new paragraph. But it's super simple to use once you get the program initially set up, and it just saves so much time. You don't have to worry about spelling errors or anything like that. It's a really, really awesome, innovative technology, and it's being used all over the world, saving companies literally millions of dollars in time and money. And that is the end of my presentation.